We see things becoming a little more contested, a little more aggressive litigation on the tenant side. There's issues with budget issues from the counties and the court systems. Courts are consolidating. We're seeing more and more contested cases in Los Angeles, and all of that kind of translates to a little more complicated environment for housing providers. Underscores the importance of tenant screening because if things are going to be more expensive down the line, if they're going to have problems with the tenants, it's critical that they screen their tenants properly. They have the opportunity to kind of pick their adversary down the line, so we like them to choose wisely and exercise discretion on selecting tenants.
Why don't we talk a little bit about what's going on in the courts? Because I've experienced this budgetary issue, and it makes evictions and litigation in court really cumbersome. So why don't you describe what you've been experiencing here in Southern California?
Kind of what we're seeing is Orange County is still kind of a little in a bubble. Orange County really hasn't felt the effects of what's going on in the rest of the state. Orange County, the immediate problems Orange County is seeing is a little downtime, a little slower processing by the courts. The courts are consolidating in Orange County. We're down to 3 courts now, so all of the civil litigation is being handled in 3 courts for landlord-tenant matters. And you see that when you go to court too. So when there used to be 5 or 6 cases on the calendar for trial, now there's 20, 25, or 30. So you have a lot of lawyers sitting around twiddling their thumbs, waiting for a courtroom, and the judges tend to be a little impatient at times because they have a heavy calendar. So we're seeing delays in the court system. We're seeing a big delay in the sheriff's office, where we used to have lockouts 6 days after trial. Now they're 2, 3, 4 weeks sometimes. Sheriff's Department is absolutely awesome. They have to deal with a lot of volume, but they're doing the best they can with what they have. So we're seeing little longer timelines for the lockouts. Outside of Orange County, it's a whole different story. Los Angeles has a program called the Shriver Project. Problem in Los Angeles is making the contested cases dramatically more complex. We're seeing the incidence of jury trial demands, excessive discovery, motion practice, and frivolous delay tactics are very common in Los Angeles. It hasn't really trickled down to Orange County yet, but Los Angeles, about half the cases are going jury trial demands, which that means it translates to an owner where it used to cost $900 or $1,000 to do an eviction. Now they're at $2,000, $4,000, $5,000, sometimes $10,000.
And we're talking about residential eviction. Now, the tenants, again, these are residential tenants, maybe demanding jury trials. How often do they actually go to a jury trial?
It's amazing, actually, more often than not nowadays. They have free advice. They have free legal counsel. There's a firm called Boston, Los Angeles, Housing Rights Center. There's dozens and dozens of very large law firms, law firms with thousands of attorneys. They're giving free advice to tenants. And what they're doing, they're using this as a process to train their newbie lawyers. So these big law firms that have lots and lots of lawyers with way too much time on their hands, they're giving pro bono free legal advice and representing tenants in Los Angeles courts, and this is how they cut their teeth. This is where they learn how to do discovery. This is where they learn how to do a deposition. This is where they learn how to do the first jury trial. That's all great for them, but the problem is the landlord is paying a lawyer to do that as well too. So they have to follow through and defend whatever the tenant does.